It's Thursday and we've just trimmed about 56 cows. We've just trimmed 56 cows, none of which had major problems. However, the next cow is in with the pregnant cows in the hospital pen because her front foot is so sore she's needing a little TLC. And it's my job to make her more comfortable. You're watching the Hoof GP and hopefully a successful hoof trim. So like I said in the intro, we have just trimmed 56 cows and this cow is in the hospital pen. She is cow 192 and right now she's sitting down. So we need to get her up and get her out of the hospital pen without hopefully letting any of the others escape, especially that little calf. So cow 192 is currently spending her days lounging in this deep packed straw bedded pen. It means she doesn't have to walk very far for her food, her bed or her water. And Colin, the guy who works here, can easily keep an eye on her day to day. As she struggles to walk across the concrete, you almost feel her pain. Can you come out the other side, please? That was 100% Craig's fault. So after recapturing her, she still wants to get away. Sometimes we say the fastest thing on 3 legs is a lame cow, and in this case, she's putting up a bit of a fight. But thankfully, she's now found her way. Yeah, come on. This cow probably weighs between 600 and 700 kilos, which is between 14 and 1500 pounds. So it's little wonder that Craigie boy is struggling. Cows hate change, and obviously this green machine is completely new to her. Well, I think. I'm not sure if we've trimmed her before or not, to be honest. Look how good condition she's in though. Not all lame cows are in bad condition. Accidents happen, that's probably what's happened here. Come on, John. Come on. Up. Come on. Right, push, Craig. Push. We'll never stop. Come on, push. Breathe, Craig, breathe. I'm worried about when the next contraction comes, just push. Come on. We can do it, Craig. We can do it. It's hot work. It's really strenuous work. Oh, wait a minute. I need to breathe. Hold on a second, Craig, just while I catch my breath. Come on, girl! Come on, up! Do you want me to get her, mate? Yeah, come on. Come on, go on, okay. She's got a head through the things now. She's definitely in. I softened it up for him. I can joke just now because we are caring for her and she is no danger whatsoever. Right, we're going to get all of her feet up in the air, but the first thing we're going to do is start work on that sore front right claw. Now obviously it is completely and utterly caked, as we would say here in southwest Scotland, in manure because she has been in that straw pen, but as you've just seen, she has a nice, clean, well looked after cow. I'm going to guess the problem is here. Now I'll be honest, it is a guess. It's an educated guess because usually the problems on the front feet are on the inner claw, and when it's so sore like that, it stands to reason that there's some sort of pressurized compartment in there. And that's usually on the heel. Okay, so straight away, look, I'm feeling around the heels a little bit and we can see a little bit of cracked hoof horn there. Now it's not a huge crack, but I think it's a telltale sign of what's underneath. Right, first things first, the grinder. Okay, so I start by trimming this outer claw to make sure that it is flat and level and able to take the full weight of the cow once we remove the huge amount of hoof horn I'm expecting to remove from the inside. And with the grinder still in hand, we start to reduce the overall size of this inside claw. You can actually hear a slight difference in the heel area because there's some sort of vibration and void underneath what we can see now. And before putting the grinder away, I quickly model out this inner part of the sole because it gives me a little bit less work to do with the knife. Right, speaking of knife. Okay, so you can actually, if you tap it, listen, that's like a high-pitched tapping noise. Like a dull, low tapping noise. Is that in my head or can you hear it too? Right. You're okay, you're okay, you're okay, you're okay. Just touching it obviously is causing that discomfort. I literally heard gas coming out of there. A real build-up of pressure. It's like when you open a can of fizzy pop or juice. I think we can categorically say we've found the problem. So we're going to need to strip back as much of this as possible. That's why it sounded dull, because it's hollow inside here. Oh, great. That stinks. Now, I don't know how deep this hoof horn is. I don't know if there is any attachment to the corium underneath, so I need to tread very carefully indeed. And you can see how hard this hoof horn is because it's been on that straw, and that has dehydrated the layers that we're cutting right now. Right. So this little crack that we saw earlier on must link up to where we're working. So I'm going to start up there and pull these layers away as well. Yeah, you can see it tracking there, all the way down. Oh, you're all right. Now, I did mention earlier on that a lot of the cows that we've trimmed today have just been routine trims, and that this cow above me right now actually is in good condition, but she is. And that most likely this was some sort of accident. Now, cows fight. They fight for dominance. They're really, really social creatures, and they fight for the best position at the feed fence. And this could easily have happened then. I'm just going to take little slithers, constant little slithers. I can see there's a void in there, but I can also see right here at the tip of my knife, this part here is very, very close to becoming red and raw. So I definitely don't want to go too far. If I get the hook of my knife and just gently pull down, hopefully we can take away what we need without going too deep. You can actually see this starting to split, so I'm gonna... you're alright, you're alright. So I'm gonna come from a different direction. Again, that sawing action coming into play, and peel these layers up. Oh... yeah, none of that is attached. Right, there is a huge amount of gunk in here now, so I think we'll get it all washed away. So we actually have two different sizes of block. If you look up here in this cupboard, you can see we have really big ones and little small ones, and the big ones are also slightly thicker. This block is too big for her foot, but I want that extra thickness, so I'm going to use it anyway, and I'll grind it down to the size of her foot. Right. If you haven't tried this glue yet, honestly, this isn't doing me a favour, it's doing you a favour. If you're a hoof trimmer, a vet or a farmer anywhere in the world, go online and search for Hoof Grip Pro Hour Glue. It's honestly fantastic. I love it, and if it wasn't fantastic and we hadn't spent so much effort getting it right, I wouldn't be telling you to use it. So go on, just get a couple of tubes and monitor the cows that you put the blocks on with that glue, because I guarantee you'll get better results with this than anything else. We're chuffed to bits with it, aren't we?
Yeah, really. And I'm not just saying that because he's my brother-in-law. It's actually really, really good.
This is messy, isn't it? Look at it. Really, really struggling to get every shred away here. We're making progress. We're getting there. It is a real mess though. It is really open, so please bear with me. No wonder she was so sore. Right. You can see where that cavity has been full of fluid. I'm actually really, really happy with that. It seems like such a simple thing, doesn't it? Iodine or iodine, but it really does make a world of difference. Although that is clearly the problem foot, it's our duty of care to make sure that all of our feet are correct and proper. So you can see this outer claw is slightly longer than the inner claw, meaning that it's taking too much weight. We're looking for both digits to take the exact same amount of pressure from the cow above it, and that's why we're only really trimming the height away from this outer claw and modelling out both of them. Because modelling out both of the claws helps for slurry to disperse up in between the feet, which helps to reduce dermatitis, which is our absolute nemesis. Apart from Craig, obviously, who is our real absolute nemesis. Right, next foot, which I've no doubt is exactly the same as the first foot, except the other way around. And luckily for the point of this video, it is almost identical to that first foot. And again, I concentrate on reducing the entire size of that outer claw to achieve the optimal balance between the feet, which is a complete spread of our weight between those two digits. And look, because that one was slightly overloaded, it's already started to bruise. That is a very clear sign that this foot was carrying too much weight, and us trimming it back so that it's balanced now, we'll put more weight onto this part of our foot, which is why I've not taken any away, because if I took any away, yes, it would look prettier, but it wouldn't be as functional. I want to get more weight onto that part of the foot so there's less weight on the outer claw. And then modelling this part out is like giving her an insole, or an instep, sorry, and taking the weight completely off the bone that is right above this bruised area, which is what we call the pedal bone and the root of a lot of the problems of cows that live on concrete. Right, foot number 4. With this foot, there really is only a tiny amount of sprucing up to do. I'm just getting rid of any high points. I'm doing a very slight model out between the two claws. Front feet don't get as many problems as back feet, so you don't really need to model them out quite as deeply. Right, that is this cow done. We can get all of her feet back on the ground and see how she's walking now. Watching her walk out of the crush, she is clearly still in a lot of pain. We've been messing around with something that has huge inflammation within the actual tissues and fibres of her foot. She's going back into this straw pen to stay there for the next week or two so that she can fully recover and recuperate. We will be back here in 5 weeks, so if you'd like to see the update on cow 192 then, think about subscribing and following along on our journey and hers.